Let's begin by exploring how to create your first repository. We'll be focusing on initializing a new Git repository using the git init command. Get ready to dive into the world of version control. So, what exactly is a Git repository? Firstly, it's a directory where Git meticulously tracks every change made to your files. Think of it as a time machine for your project, storing the complete history of all your work. Git also stores metadata, which is data about data, in a hidden folder named .git. This repository can exist locally, right on your computer, making it easy to manage your projects offline. Let's walk through the steps to create a new repository. Step 1. Create a project directory. First, you will need to create a new directory for your project. Use the command dir, followed by the name you want to give your project, and then navigate into that directory using cd, followed by the directory name. Step 2. Initialize Git repository. Inside your project directory, use the command git init to create a new Git repository. This command sets up all the necessary infrastructure for Git to start tracking your changes. Step 3. Verify repository creation. Check that the .git directory exists within your project directory. This hidden directory is where Git stores all the information about your repository. The .git directory is the heart of your Git repository. It contains all the version history of your project, along with configuration settings, references to commits, which are branches and tags, an object database storing all content, and staging area, also known as index information. This hidden directory transforms a regular folder into a Git repository. The hooks folder contains scripts for automating actions. The info folder contains repository metadata. The objects folder is Git's content storage area. The refs folder contains pointers to commits, branches, and tags. The config file stores the repository configuration. The description file provides a description of the repository. Head points to the current branch, and index stores staging area information. Let's explore some options available with the git init command. First, bare. This creates a repository without a working directory. It's typically used for remote repositories where you don't directly modify files. Second, template. This option lets you specify a custom template directory with files to copy into the new repository. Third, separate git dir. This creates the repository with the .git directory in a different location from your working directory. Fourth, quiet or queue. This option only prints error and warning messages, suppressing all other output. However, most of the time, the basic git init command without any options is all you need to start a new project. After initializing your Git repository, what are the next steps? Step 1. Create files. Add some files to your project directory to start tracking them with Git. You can create new files using commands like touch, or by adding existing files to the directory. Step 2. Add files to staging. Use git add to stage files for your first commit. This tells Git which changes you want to include in the next snapshot of your project. The git status command is useful for viewing the current status of your repository. Step 3. Make your first commit. Create your first commit to save the current state of your project. Use the command git commit m, followed by a descriptive message to record your changes. Let's talk about some best practices for setting up new repositories. First, create a README file. Always include a readme.d file that explains what your project does, how to install it, and how to use it. Second, add a gitignore file. Create a gitignore file to exclude files that shouldn't be tracked, such as build artifacts and dependencies. Third, add license information. Include a license file to specify how others can use, modify, and distribute your code. This helps clarify the terms of use for your project. Fourth, make meaningful commits. Start with good commit habits by using descriptive commit messages that explain what changes were made and why. Following these best practices will help you create well-structured repositories that are easier to maintain and collaborate on. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.